Online jewellery retailer BlueStone.com, backed by the likes of Ratan Tata, has raised 200 crore rupees in a fresh round of funding led by IIFL and Accel partners. Now, this comes weeks after Titan acquired a majority stake in its rival CaratLane.com. BlueStone's founder and CEO Gaurav Singh Kushwaha spoke to us about the new round and if it will look at an offline play going forward. Take a look.
The current environment is not as bad as it is made to be. So what has happened was there was a frenzy last year, and there was an excessive focus on growth, right? So a lot of fundamentals of the business were not taken into account. What's happening now is a lot more sanity is coming back into the market. So companies that are fundamentally profitable, that are fundamentally doing the right things, I think there's a lot of money available to them. There's a lot of investors who are actually willing to invest in the right sort of companies. Ours happens to be one of those. Okay, we have very sound unit economics. We have good profitability at unit level and so on.
Did it become necessary for you to really go into the market, considering, CaratLane has been bought out by Titan? They have a big strategic investor now, an omni-channel presence, so to speak. So did that become necessary for you at this point?
So I wouldn't say it was a competitive pressure because we started the process even before we heard about CaratLane news. At the same time, it does not. So if you fundamentally think it actually, it's a good validation for the market with an established player like Tanishq getting positive and getting serious about the play. Also, if you see right now, the online jewelry market is not more than 50-60 million of the overall 60 billion jewelry market, right? That's almost 0.1 or 0.2%. So I think the bigger task in front of Tanishq, in front of us, is to move this market online, as opposed to, let's say, competing with each other.
Take us through some specifics in terms of what we are going to see in terms of categories from you, say, over the next year. Will festive season, be a huge opportunity for you?
Sure. So in terms of categories and designs, right now we have almost 5,000 unique designs on the website. Now, if you compare it with any other offline store, this is significantly more. But at the same time, we did one of the analysis very recently, and we have mapped all sorts of jewelry that gets sold in India. So Rajasthan alone has some 30 or 40 different kind of jewelry that gets sold, right? And you take it to all those 50 states that we have. 50 states, US means, sorry.
Yeah, go on.
Okay. So we undertook this exercise to map all sorts of jewelry that gets sold in the country. Rajasthan alone has some 40-50 different kind of jewelry that is being sold in the state.
And in terms of the average spend per user, have you seen that going up in the last few years? Initially people would have perhaps sampled, say, 5,000, 10,000. Have you seen that gradually going up? And what is your own inference there?
Sure. So when we had started, our average ticket size was around 12,000 or so. Okay. Right now, the average ticket size across categories, across people is around 25,000 rupees. Okay, that's a big jump. That's almost, that's more than double in last 4 years or so. At the same time, another trend that we see is a person who is making the purchase for the first time, they start with a lower ticket item, but once they get comfortable, their average ticket size is 60 to 80% higher than their previous purchase.
Right. So the lifetime value that we...
So lifetime value is very, very high. In fact, at this early stage also, we are just 4 years old, and almost 50% of our revenues actually come from repeat users, right? So the people who have used the service, they find a lot of value in this.
Right. And in terms of an offline presence, considering now there is more scope for CaratLane, Tanishq to work together in that area, what will you be doing? Will home trials be enough, or, are you looking at other things? Just take us through what your plans are on that front.
Sure. So offline, So Indians have been buying jewelry for ages, right? For centuries. And the whole touch and feel phenomena is there. Okay, it was there in many other categories also, but in jewelry it's much more prevalent. It's much more required. But at the same time, having a store and having a website which have nothing to do with each other is not quite omni-channel. Right? So what we believe is that the user experience is something that needs to be taken well.
Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/ETNow, and don't forget to click the like button. You can also follow us on Twitter at ETNowLive. To stay updated with all our programming, hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel by logging on to youtube.com/user/ETNow.